On this video, we're going to factor trinomials that looks like ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is equal to 1. So let's look at this example. Let's first identify what are a, b, and c. What is our a here? A is 1. That's the coefficient in front of x squared. What is b? B is positive 14. And what is c? C is 40. So this example, the a is equal to 1. Now, we're going to do some examples next time where a is not equal to 1. And that's a little bit more complicated. But for this video, we're going to focus when a is equal to 1. So how do we factor x squared plus 14x plus 40? What you want to do is you want to try x method. And x method is you put a times c on top and you put b on the bottom. Basically, you're trying to find two numbers such that when you multiply, you get AC, but when you add them up, you get B. So this is what I mean. What is A times C? 1 times 40 is 40. And what are the factors of 40? When you add them up, you get B, which is 14. What are the factors of 40? When you add them up, and you get 14. Well, we have a lot of factors of 40, right? It could be 2 times 20, but 2 times 20 is not 14. I mean, 2 times 20 is 40, but 2 plus 20 is not 14. What about 4 and 10? Yes, 4 times 10 is 40. 4 plus 10 is 14. So now we could rewrite this as x squared plus 4x plus 10x plus 40. Notice I just rewrote this original expression as that. These two are the same thing. Now, do you recall factoring by grouping? What is the common factor here? That's 4x. I'm sorry, it's x. And you take out x plus 4. What is the common factor over here? It's positive 10. And you end up with quantity x plus 4. Notice we got x plus 4. We have x plus 4. So you take out quantity x plus 4. And what's left over? X plus 10. And these two are the factors of x squared plus 14x plus 40. Again, you could check your answer by distributing this or foiling it and see if you get x squared plus 14x plus 40. Let's take a look at x squared minus 11x plus 18. What is our a? A is 1. What is b? Negative 11. And what is c? 18. So again, let's try to find out what is a times c? 18. And what is b? It's negative 11. Now, what are the factors of 18 such that when you add, you get negative 11? Well, you know that it has to be negative 2 and negative 9. Because negative 2 times negative 9 is 18. And negative 2 times negative 9 is positive 18. And negative 2 plus negative 9 is negative 11. So let's rewrite this expression again. We got x squared negative 2x negative 9x plus 18. So we got to do factoring by grouping. What is a common factor of these two? X, take out x, you get x minus 2. What about these two? It's going to be negative 9. So you take out, you get x minus 2. What is a common factor here? You got x minus 2, take out x minus 2, and you're left with quantity x minus 9, and that is your answer. What about x squared minus 10x plus 14? Well, you might want to pause the video and try it on your own and see what you get. A is 1, and B is negative 10, and C is 14. So A times C is 14, and B is negative 10. Now, what are the two factors such that when you multiply, you get 14, and when you add them up, you get negative 10? Well, we got factors of 14 is negative 1, negative 14, negative 2, negative 7. But when you add these pairs, you don't get negative 10. So when that happens, you cannot factor this trinomial, so we call it prime. Prime because it's not factorable. Let's factor x squared minus x minus 20. What is our A? 1. B is negative 1. And C is negative 20. So what is A times C? That's negative 20. What is B? Negative 1. Okay, what is a factor of negative 20 when you add them up? You get negative 1. Well, is that 5 and negative 4? Well, 5 times negative 4 is negative 20, but 5 plus negative 4 is positive 1, not negative 1. So this does not work. However, if it is negative 5 and positive 4, negative 5 times positive 4 is negative 20. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. So this is the pair that we want, negative 5 and positive 4. So let's rewrite this. X squared minus 5x plus 4x minus 20. Again, notice that these two are the same. So let's do factoring by grouping. We get x times the quantity, x minus 5. What can you take out here? 4, positive 4, x minus 5. You have a common factor, x minus 5. Take out x minus 5, and you're left with quantity x plus 4. Again, you should check it by foiling or distributing to if you get the original solution or original expression. Okay, let's take a look at our last example. What is A? A is 1, B is 29, and C is negative 30. Again, you might want to pause the video and then try this on your own, see if you get the right answer. So what is A times C? Negative 30. B is 29. What are the two factors of negative 30 when you add them up? You get positive 29. Well, you know that whenever the top is negative, one of the factors has to be negative. So I'm going to go with about 30 and negative 1. 30 times negative 1 is negative 30. And 30 plus negative 1 is 29. So we have a pair, 30 and negative 1. So I'm going to rewrite this again. X squared plus 30x minus x minus 30. So let's do factoring by grouping. What's the common factor? X. Then you have quantity x plus 30. Okay, now what is the common factor over here? It's negative 1. You get x, quantity x plus 30. You have a common factor, which is x plus 30. So I'm going to take out quantity x plus 30. And then what's left over is x minus 1. And there's your answer.